first thing for turning on the sound is to make sure the tower in the back that this is turned on, otherwise you will get no sound through the speakers. This is off to the side of the stage on the keyboard side. So to turn it on, you just hit the top two and you're good to go. If you want the lights, the stage lights on, you're gonna go all the way to the bottom of the rack and find number one, push it on. And that will turn just the basic back lighting stage lights on. And then when you're done, turn it off and you're good to go. Then you'll head upstairs to work on the soundboard, and then after you shut the soundboard down at the end of the event, don't forget to come back and turn off the tower, and you just do it in reverse. So turn these two buttons off and everything is closed up and ready to go. All right, once you have the tower on backstage, you can come upstairs to the soundboard, remove the dust cover, and remember where it is so you can put it on at the end. In the upper right corner, you're just gonna feel back there for an on-off switch. Flip it to the on position and that will light up the board. The board does save the previous levels that have been set, so there shouldn't be too many things you typically need to tweak, but you certainly can. So when you come to the board, typically everything will be red. That means those channels are currently muted. So if you need to unmute something, press the button, and that now means we will hear what is coming through those channels. If you want to mute something, same thing, push the button until it becomes red. One thing to make note of is we're currently accessing channels 1 through 16. So that means 1 through 16 are the channels that will be affected when we manipulate the sliders, the EQ, all the things you can do from here. 1 through 16 tends to be all the vocal mics, instruments aside from drums, so probably things you aren't going to be using as frequently. But if you come to the side, we can switch to channels 17 to 32. So now, you probably saw when I moved it, the sliders changed. Now the sliders are adjusting a set of different channels. So no longer are we able to adjust the keyboard or the guitar, but now we can access the drums, or what's going to be probably the most important for you are all the mics. We have the headset mics, and then we have the two handheld mics. So you're going to unmute those, and then again you can adjust the sound level here. Or another thing you can keep in mind is all the way to the right of the board, we have the main. This is the main speaker volume. So rather than, say you're doing a live music event or live band is playing and you just think the whole volume needs to go up, rather than adjusting everything individually, just come and adjust the main. You can see we have a sticker where it tends to be, but depending on the event, it may need to be changed. So again, the various mics we have are all going to be in channels 17 through 32. So if you have trouble finding them, make sure you check and see which channel section you are on. The other one is the aux in channel, and on this left side, this is going to be where the computers are. So the computer for playing Spotify, before or after service, or the computers that the media team runs that have the videos that go onto the large screen up front. So again, if you're not getting sound from a video you're trying to play, make sure you come under this aux in category and make sure that the computers aren't muted. Again, you can adjust, well, once they're unmuted, you can adjust them individually here, or you can adjust the main button. Typically for the computer input, you're just going to adjust it here, but you can always use the main. So again, you access different channels based on these left buttons. Once you are done with everything, you're going to shut it down, and in order to do that, up on this top section, you can see there's a setup button. You're going to push that. And then we see over here, it's currently highlighting shutdown. and that is what we want. And so it's not a touch screen, but to access it, you just push the button below it. So you can scroll through things, but it's going to default to shutdown. When it's on shutdown, push the button, and then it tells you can turn off the console. So then you go back, reach around to that initial switch, flip it off, and everything shuts down. And then please find the dust cover, put it back on so that we are taking care of our gear. Once you get the dust cover on and everything is shut off, you're gonna wanna head back to the tower behind the stage and turn that off as well. One other thing, if you are here and you forget a step or you just can't figure something out, in this drawer, you see it's labeled Sound Media Manual. There is a 3-ring binder that has pictures going through media basics, sound basics. So the media would be if you're running a Proclaim or something on the screens, and then sound basics with pictures going over similar content.